Right, so recently I found out that Nikita Parris has signed for London City Lionesses from Brighton. And to me, it's another bold statement from the newly promoted side after acquiring's a big word to use, but I'm just gonna stick with it. After acquiring Daniel van der Donk from Lyon, I think. Oh yeah, because OL Lyons and London City Lionesses have the same owner, so it makes sense for Daniel van der Donk to sign for London City Lionesses from OL Lyons. Why are they calling it OL Lyons? Well, besides the point, yeah. Nikita Parris signing for London City Lionesses, bold statement. Like, I get that London City Lionesses want to hit the ground running. There, I said it, yeah. And they looking at the signings they've made in the form of Paris and Van der Donk, it shows that they want to stay in this league and they don't want to be pushovers. So yeah, London City Lionesses have made some couple big signings. Like as I just said, they don't want to be pushovers. They want to be seen as a team to be like taken seriously. Like, of course, everybody is going to think that they'll be in for a relegation battle, which isn't too far fetched, considering other teams that have been promoted recently. I mean, last season we saw Crystal Palace getting relegated after the first ever season in the top flight, which, to be honest, was expected. And also, we've seen the likes of Leicester City stay up, we've seen the likes of Aston Villa cement themselves as a top flight team. Also, we've seen the return of Liverpool. So yeah, those are the kind of teams that London City Lionesses will be playing against. Thinking about Nikita Parris signing for London City Lionesses, I've been thinking to myself, it's interesting. I understand that London City Lionesses want to make statement signings, but are they doing it the right way? I'm not so sure. And I've been thinking to myself that London City Lionesses are being treated as though they're an MLS club. You know, some clubs in the MLS, they'll be signing like players who are past it. Like we've seen the likes of Christian Fuchs signing with Charlotte FC, and the likes of Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez signing for Inter Miami. It's a bit like that, signing players who are past it, and they'll play for the club for like 1 to 2 years, or maybe 2 to 3 years, then call it a day. Like London City Lionesses, that it just reeks of like they're signing players for the short term rather than the long term. But what are your thoughts? Thinking about it, I really don't think that making big name signings is the best way to go. Like, such a club should be making signings for the long term rather than short term, because like Sir Daniel van der Donk and Nikita Parris, they are not going to be here for like 10 years. I mean, maximum 1 to 2 years, 3 years tops. Like, think about it, yeah. I hope London City Lionesses do well to survive in the top flight, but those kind of signings, for me, if I was a London City Lionesses fan, I'd be happy that the club are making like big name signings. But as a neutral, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not sure this is going to work out well. I mean, we've seen clubs in the Premier League making quick fix signings, and it's worked in the short term, but in the long term, it's left them worse off. And I just think to myself that this could happen to London City Lionesses also. Like, I'm not entirely sure what Michelle Kang is trying to build at London City Lionesses. Like, if you're a fan of the club, please tell me what's going on. What's going on at your club? Speaking of making big name signings, this reminds me of a time where Brighton signed Nikita Parris and Frank Kirby. Like, I understand they want to make big name signings, but like I said, it didn't get them very far, did it? Like, they're interesting signings, but with Kirby and Nikita Parris signing for Brighton like just a couple of years ago, it just like I was thinking to myself, okay, how do they make sense tactically? Like, Brighton are a club who are pushing for top six, whereas Frank Kirby and Nikita Parris, they're the type of calibre of players that fights for trophies. Like, how are you going to sign players who are going in one direction and you're going in another direction? To me, it just didn't make any sense. And it makes as much sense as Nikita Parris signing for Arsenal back in 2022, was it, or 2023? I can't remember. But yeah, when Nikita Parris signed for Arsenal, I was thinking to myself, okay, in what way does this make any sense? And I thought to myself that Arsenal were signing Nikita Parris just because she was a big name. And lo and behold, that was the case, as she only lost like one season. So that's what I have to say on that. But yeah, London City Lionesses signing Nikita Parris as well as Van der Donk is interesting. So to end on this video, London City Lionesses fans, what are your thoughts on these statement signings? Do you think they'll help your club stay up, or are they just the type of signings that will bring fans to watch your club more? Because for me, it seems like a signings that's been made to draw more attention to the club rather than for like tactical reasons. And it's not just going on at London City Lionesses. I mean, we've already seen the likes of Jordan Nobbs and Demi Stokes signing for Championship team Newcastle United. But I think all I've got to say for that is the game is the game, and I'll end it on that.